Am I the a-hole for quitting after my employer searched my room and treated me like a thief? I was innocent of whatever they thought had happened, but none of that mattered because I lived under their roof and depended on their money, which meant they felt entitled to go through my things without asking or explaining themselves. I felt humiliated and furious at the same time, and underneath that was a deep fear that led to thoughts of police getting involved and being punished for something I hadn't done. I would sob into my pillow until my eyes were red while thinking of stuff to do and say to get myself out of this situation. When dinner was announced, I forced myself to go even though my heart was racing and my hands would not stop shaking. Everyone sat in silence, eating and carefully avoiding my eyes, and when the lady of the house started talking about thieves and ingratitude, it felt like every word was aimed directly at me, even though she never said my name. I couldn't take it any longer, and I broke down, apologized for nothing, and rushed back to my room in tears. I laid on the bed afterward, and my fear slowly turned into a mix of anger and resolve that felt impossible to ignore. I no longer wanted to stay. I just wanted to leave, because whatever comfort or stability this house promised was not worth feeling this small and powerless. By the time the master of the house came quietly to my door to apologize and ask me not to go, I was already packing, and I knew without any doubt that I couldn't stay another hour in a place where my dignity could be spat at so easily. I didn't get very far into packing before someone knocked on my door, softly at first, like they were hoping I wouldn't answer. When I did, the master of the house stood there looking smaller than he had earlier, his voice low and careful. He asked if he could come in, as if asking permission would somehow undo what had already happened, and before I could answer properly, he stepped inside anyway. He started talking immediately, saying that everyone was upset, that his wife was beside herself, that none of this was meant personally, and that I shouldn't take it to heart. He kept insisting that I had nothing to worry about, that searches were being done everywhere, as if that made it better. I stood there listening while folding my clothes and not looking at him, because the moment I did, I knew I'd either start crying again or say something I couldn't take back. He asked me not to leave, saying it would only make things worse, that it would look strange, that people would talk, and that it would all blow over by morning. There was something deeply unsettling about the way he framed it, like my discomfort was an inconvenience rather than the result of something humiliating and invasive. When I told him I couldn't stay after what had happened, he sighed heavily and started talking about how difficult his life was, how tense his marriage had become, and how trapped he felt in his own home.